Saiyans and my Cobra Kais. Now, those are two of the same. They are the same thing, but if you don't know that, then you're neither of them. But I'm Asherella, who is both a Cobra Kai and Slayin Saiyan, as we now know that they are both the same thing. And this is my channel, Original Asherella. Now, today's video is just a really quick one. I'm going to tell another kind of funny story that happened to me. I was reminded of this story by my last video where I talked about how I almost chugged an alcoholic beverage before I went in on the first day of my new job. And this story is about how I did chug half a Bud Light at work on the clock in front of a bunch of customers when I was in college bartending. It's a really funny story. I didn't do it on purpose, and so stick around to hear that. But before I get into that, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave me a like and a comment, find me on my socials, and gently press the notification bell. Now, we kick ass here so much, but we definitely just want to gently press that notification bell so you can know every time I upload a video. Alrighty, so this is a story about how I chugged a half of a Bud Light, can of Bud Light, standing behind the bar at the restaurant I worked in, at the bar I worked in, during the middle of the shift in front of a bunch of customers and coworkers, and it was totally an accident. So just a little bit of a backstory. Through college and for a little while after, I worked at a bar. It was kind of crossed between an Irish pub and a sports bar. It had wing night and a million TVs and karaoke and all that stuff, but there was an Irish theme to it also. And I started working out there as a waitress, and then I worked my way up as a bar manager, and it was good money. I loved bartending. It was fun. It was social. You really got to know your regulars, and you made hella good tips, right? So this is back, when I was bartending, and I don't know how familiar, if you drink or if you don't drink, but most of the beer manufacturers, the big ones like Budweiser and Miller and all that, they will put out seasonally themed packaging and bottles and cans, and seasonally themed, for holidays, for sports seasons, for teams and things like that. Now, the bar that I worked at was in the town where the university I went to was, and my school's colors were purple and gold. And so every fall before football season, Bud Light would come out with cans, just regular Bud Light 12-ounce cans, but they wouldn't be specific to a team, but they would be in all the popular combinations of college and pro team colors, like purple and gold or green and orange or whatever, just any kind of combination. They would send them out, and obviously, our Budweiser distributors would send us the purple and gold ones because of the university, and then also I'm in North Carolina, so we would get Panthers themed, teal and black kind of stuff too. So the only time we would carry Bud Light in a can was when we had these special kind of promotional Bud Lights. It was on tap and in a bottle, but not always in a can did we have it. So in the bar I worked at, we had 30 some beers on tap, and then a huge bottle beer trough. But the seasonal stuff and the stuff that didn't get ordered as much, we had these reach-in coolers behind the bar where we'd keep a 6-pack or 2 of whatever that beer was. It would be multiple different kinds, but just the stuff that didn't sell as much. Now, this particular night was an insanely busy night. I was working, and I was working with a guy bartender that I used to work with all the time, and we were a really good team, and so we were killing the bar, making it happen, just running our butts off. And then there was finally a lull in the night. We had thinned out the bar crowd, all the servers' tickets were out and that kind of thing, and it was so hot, and I was dying of thirst. Now, before I move on, you may or may not know this about me, but I love me some Diet Dr. Pepper. I love Diet Dr. Pepper. It is the only soda I drink, basically, and I love it so much. I love Diet Dr. Pepper. I always have Diet Dr. Pepper, and whenever I would go to work, I would always bring in cans and stick them in the reach-in cooler so I could like grab one throughout the night, like if I needed a drink or needed like a caffeine boost or whatever. I came in, I brought my Diet Dr. Pepper cans in, and I put a few down in the reach-in coolers behind the bar so they would be there whenever I needed a drink. So you can already see what's gonna happen, right? So it's really busy. We get a little bit of a lull in business. I am burning up, like super hot, needing a drink. Like, say this is the bar and customers are sitting facing me, and I'm standing there and I'm talking to some of our regular customers, not really paying attention, and I slide open the cooler, and I reach down and I feel a can, and like I always put my cans in there, and that's the only thing that's in a can in there usually. And I grab it and I pull it up and I pop it open and I turn it up and I like chug, 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 and about 4 or 5 good like chugs in, like my mouth and my taste buds finally send like the message to my brain that this is not Diet Dr. Pepper that I'm chugging. So I like pause mid-drink and I put the can down. And I just like stand there with it in my hand for a second, and I look at the regulars that I'm talking to because they had just stopped talking and they were staring at me because they already knew like what I thought I had done, and we like stare at each other for a second. They start cracking up, and then I look at the can, and it is a purple and gold Bud Light can that I just chugged half of accidentally. Luckily, I worked in a bar, I was in college, I did my fair share of drinking, so chugging half a Bud Light, was not going to get me drunk or, really even buzzed in the moment. But my customers started cracking up. I was like, oh my God, started cracking up. My co-bartender, who was like, what the heck did you just do, Ash? Like, did you mean to do that? And I'm like, no, I thought it was a Diet Dr. Pepper. He's like, I know, and just started laughing at me. But it was just so crazy because in the moment I was like, holy crap, it was a full bar, everybody saw me do it. And, it was obviously an accident, so like I didn't get in trouble or anything for it. But, you might think, oh, well, that's not a big deal. Like lots of bartenders like drink behind the bar. Like I buy bartender shots all the time. Well, I live in a state where the ALE laws, alcohol law enforcement laws, are super, super strict. Like you can't even, the only place you can buy liquor like in the state of North Carolina are at ABC stores. You can't go to a convenience store or like Walmart and buy a bottle of Jack Daniels. Had I picked up like a bottle of liquor and started chugging it, that might be another story. But, like we didn't drink like publicly on the clock, the owner was pretty cool, and every now and then you might have like a mid-shift, something here and there, but it wasn't like, it wasn't Sturgis, it wasn't Coyote Ugly, where people are like taking shots behind the bar all the time. And like, if ALE, like alcohol law enforcement or any other law enforcement had been in there, it could have been a big deal. So it was like, holy crap. But luckily, it was a chill place, and my regulars loved me, and they were chill, and, all my colleagues just thought it was funny. So yeah, that is the story about how I accidentally chugged a can of Bud Light while at work in front of a packed bar full of customers. Now, what do you guys think about that story? Let me know down in the comments below. Bartending was I really miss it sometimes. Like, obviously I have like a career now, and like, a job that doesn't keep me up till 4 in the morning. So yeah, just, do you have any funny stories, accidentally drinking and not realizing it stories? Let me know down in the comments. Again, I am Asherella. This is my channel, Original Asherella. Make sure you subscribe if you don't already subscribe. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, gently press the notification bell. Follow me on my social medias. I only use Twitter and Instagram, so that's just 2 you have to follow. Always tap in, never tap out, and keep on slaying like a cobra kai. Don't wanna hold